Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky15, where I'll be giving you my Lucky 15 selections for tomorrow's horse racing action here in the UK. Just going to go through on how today's selections ran. Well, our little streak ended at last. No winners today. We had a non-runner at Newton Abbot. That was slightly disappointing. We also had Danish Duke at Ayr. Not a great performance there. Started off okay, but towards the end of the race he really badly faded and finished well back in the field. We also had Questo, okay run. I think he finished 5th in the end, so that was slightly disappointing there. But we had Ice Age as well, and yeah, it was in the race at Windsor, but I think it came 2nd or 3rd in the end. Always going to get beaten there because the horse that won actually literally hogged the rail, and it was the only horse that was over that side of the track. Ice Age was basically like leading all the other horses, and they were going down the centre. So that was pretty bad, jockeyship, I suppose, from a lot of the other riders. When this guy, I can't remember the name of the horse now, but was against the rail and was running all the way down, and he was definitely always, you needed to catch him to win because he was leading most of the way. But I don't know what the jockeys were doing going down the middle. I've seen a few races at Windsor tonight, and a lot of the ones that were winning were actually coming from inside towards the rail. So, yeah, interesting one there, why they decided to go down the middle. But then again, I'm not there to ask them. But anyway, I'm going to be making some selections for tomorrow's horse racing action. Hopefully we can have a better day tomorrow. And the first race that we go to tomorrow is at Chepstow in the 2 o'clock with a horse called Miss Mo Brown Bear, which is Richard Hannon and Tom Marquand teaming up for this one. Now, Richard Hannon's stable's been in reasonable form of late. His horses are quite been... this season especially been showing more promise after they've had a debut run, and this is exactly what happened to this horse. It finished 4th on its first ever race at Kempton on the all-weather just a couple of weeks ago. We're putting a good performance, and it was only within about a length of actually winning that race. It had every chance towards the last furlong, but probably didn't have the experience to bring it home. This shows hopefully that this horse has some good talent. It's got some good pedigree, some good stock stable in Richard Hannon, and around about 5-1 in the market at the moment. I definitely think this horse has a good scope for improvement, so we'll know a bit more about it tomorrow when it makes its debut on turf. But I think he is definitely worth not a bad shout tomorrow. I'm currently 5-1 with bookmakers. I don't think that's a bad price to take. The second selection for our Lucky 15 tomorrow sees us go to Yarmouth in the 350 with what would probably be my dead cert of the day if I had to have one. Not a bad price, which is Street Art, 7-4 at the moment. It's Mike Murphy and Holly Doyle teaming up for this one. Really big fan of Holly Doyle. Think she's a great jockey. Pretty much in my actual estimations, is actually not as bad or pretty good as Josephine Gordon, if I'm honest. Holly Doyle, especially in the all-weather, was having a lot of winners, and she's carried on some good form onto the turf, had a few winners. She's nearly ridden out her claim. I think she's down to 3 now, so she'll be able to use that tomorrow. But this horse, Street Art, is course and distance winners, going for a hat-trick of wins tomorrow. It's a pretty poor race, if I'm honest. A lot of horses that aren't used to winning or come in with not great form. This is definitely the horse to beat tomorrow, and I'm surprised that it's not a bit shorter, if I'm honest. But at 7-4, I think that would be my banker in our Lucky 15 tomorrow. So fingers crossed that one come in for us there at Yarmouth. Our third selection tomorrow sees us go to Wetherby in the Northern Flat meeting with a horse called Merlin. This is a Queen's horse, this one. It's trained by Michael Bell and will be ridden by Oisin Murphy, who's again not having a bad season, been amongst the winners recently. Now this horse won a maiden at Nottingham over 6 furlongs recently, and it also had its seasonal reappearance at Redcar, where it finished 2nd in a good race and only got beaten by about half a length. So it's been improving really well. It's making its handicap debut tomorrow for a mark of 79, which I don't think is a bad handicap mark. And I think this horse could be in the mix tomorrow. 5-1 bookmakers at the moment. I definitely think out of all the horses in this race, it's one of the most appealing on the fact that it's got good scope for improvement, and hopefully going handicapping it will become a good horse there for the Queen. So yeah, that's who we're going for there at Wetherby tomorrow. Merlin, our last selection tomorrow, sees us go to Southwell in one of the evening jump meetings there. Horse we've gone for here is the Ashoka, with Harry and Dan Skelton teaming up for this one, two brothers. Now I have mentioned quite a few times on these vlogs that I have done a bet for Dan to be the National Hunt Trainers Champion and Harry to be the Jockeys National Hunt Champion, but they've been a bit quiet since I made that bet after they were in red hot form, but they've still had a couple of winners in the last couple of weeks. But to be fair, they actually just haven't been sending out that many runners, if I'm honest. Their stable's been pretty quiet recently, and even though the jump season takes pretty much a backseat at this time of year, they still obviously do run in the summer, and yeah, they've just been a bit quiet, but they're sending out some more runners soon. This horse Ashoka is running about 6-1 with bookmakers at the moment, and it was running pretty well and had a couple of wins in April. Ran in early May at Warwick, where it finished third in a pretty good competitive race, and form there doesn't look too bad with a horse called a Tess, which is Warren Gretorex's horse. That won actually at Perth yesterday, so not bad form there when it beat the favourite there, Salto Cristo. So yeah, so this horse doesn't look too bad. It's going to be running off the same mark of 1-2-2 tomorrow, and it ran about 6-1 with bookmakers at the moment. I definitely think this horse at the prices is yeah, one not to ignore. So that's who our last selection is tomorrow, and our lucky 15 tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have a better day tomorrow. If you've got any red hot tips, any horses you fancy to do well tomorrow, leave them in the comments box below. Also follow us on Twitter at LuckyLoaders15. Also like us at Lucky Loaders 15 on Facebook, and gamble responsibly, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll be seeing you soon.